we talk about sustainable cities, people often jump straight to things like solar panels and recycling programs. But what often gets overlooked are the places that make cities feel livable, places like parks. And for many people, especially dog owners, that means dog parks. These spaces play a bigger role than you might think when it comes to sustainability and community well-being. A quote from biologist Sir David Attenborough: "It seems to me that the natural world is the greatest source of excitement, the greatest source of visual beauty, the greatest source of intellectual interest. It is the greatest source of so much in life that makes life worth living." Think about what cities look like without parks. They're often dense, noisy, and full of cement, not exactly the most calming places. Parks provide that essential break. They clean the air, reduce heat, support mental health, and offer spaces where people and animals can slow down, relax, and connect with each other. Dog parks especially help to fill this gap. They give dogs the freedom that they just can't get on tight city sidewalks, and they help owners connect with one another naturally. It's a win-win that supports both human and animal well-being. In Worcester, where we did our research, the city is working hard to grow and become more sustainable, but more businesses and more people also means more emissions and less green space. That makes these parks even more important to the well-being of everyone who lives in Worcester. During our visits, we found that Worcester does have public dog parks, 3 of them in fact, but not all were in great shape. Some were poorly maintained, littered, and not very inviting. The downtown dog park, for example, barely felt like a dog park at all. It was mostly a pathway near a busy road, with one bench and almost no green space. It was clean, but no one used it to walk their dogs.
So what makes a dog park actually useful and sustainable? We learned this firsthand at Vernon Hill Park, which had something very simple but very important: separate areas for both large and small dogs. From the book, Seeing Like a State, quote, "A mechanical application of generic rules that ignores these particularities is an invitation to practical failure, social disillusionment, or most likely both." This matters more than it seems. Larger dogs naturally play rougher, even if they aren't aggressive. Without that separation, smaller dogs can easily get hurt or overwhelmed. Creating that a safe environment allows for all dogs and their owners to enjoy the park comfortably and confidently. But it's not just about the physical layout that matters. Rules do too. Cleaning up after your dog, making sure aggressive dogs aren't allowed to roam free, and keeping vaccinations up to date are all necessary to make dog parks safe and healthy spaces for everyone. Without rules, people take advantage, as we saw with piles of uncollected dog poop, which ruined the experience for everyone. Unfortunately, the cleanliness of the bigger parks was the problem. Not just inside the fenced-in dog park, there's trash and litter found everywhere, from the signs falling off of the fields to just the plastic bottles and regular waste found in the grass. It was a little sad to see such a beautiful park to be treated so poorly. If Worcester would like to continue these parks and create a healthy place for people to unwind and relax, they need to make cleaning these parks a focus of their time. Worcester has always had a trash problem throughout the city, especially on trash days. They have sent out multiple reports telling their residents to keep an eye on their trash just in the 4 years we have been here, so imagine how many times total. What people do is they either put it out early morning before trash day, so the trash is sitting out all day long, allowing for wind to take this debris and just throw it all over the streets. Or, even worse, people would miss trash day but never bring their bags back in, creating even more opportunity for their trash to be spread around Worcester. So the trash in these parks might not even be from the people visiting the park. It could be other people's trash that the wind has just carried into the park and collected in the grass and trees. Another argument Worcester could show to its residents to make sure they take better care of their trash. Litter can mess up the important shared spaces, like the parks in Worcester. What really stood out during our visits was how parks bring people together. When talking to people like David and his son at Vernon Hill Park, it became clear how valuable these spaces are. David said how hard the winter is when their dog Diesel can't get outside much. When dogs are cooped up, they get restless, and that frustration spreads to owners and their families. Without parks, it's easy for that negative energy to build up. In hindsight, we should have got more time with Diesel and David. He was just so happy to see us when we went over to meet him. His son spoke mostly about how he loves the playground at the park, which looked newly refurbished, and also his school's baseball team, which uses the fields on the park from time to time. Keeping these parks up fresh and up to date allow for communities to get together both on the playground and on the field. Parks give people and their pets the space to reset, whether it's playing fetch, walking on the green paths, or just sitting on a bench while your dog runs around. These moments are essential. They reduce stress, boost mood, and create easy opportunities for people to connect naturally with others in the community.
All of these experiences point to something simple but powerful. Parks, and yes, even dog parks, are vital to creating sustainable cities. They help clean the air, support mental and physical health, and build stronger communities. They offer places for diverse groups of people to come together and share public space, something that's increasingly important as cities grow. Edward Casey reminds us that place is more than just physical space. It's where memory, identity, and belonging are rooted. Parks are these kinds of places, lived in and meaningful, places that foster connection not only to nature, but to each other. Without parks, cities risk becoming stressful, disconnected spaces. But with them, they become healthier, happier, and more sustainable for everyone, humans, pets, and wildlife alike. Parks touch all three pillars of sustainability: environmental, through improved air quality, shade, and biodiversity; social, by providing inclusive communal spaces; and economic, attracting visitors and by increasing property values. Parks can also be a form of regenerative sustainability, actively restoring ecosystems, healing communities, and improving long-term resilience. A thoughtfully maintained park adds more than it takes, cools neighborhoods, filters water, supports pollinators, and offers added value to public life through well-being, equity, and community. So when you think about what makes a city sustainable, remember this: it's not just about clean energy or efficient buildings. It's also about creating spaces where people and animals can thrive together. They're not just extra, they're essential infrastructure for sustainable living. Worcester's on the right track, but like many cities, there's still room to grow when it comes to making parks truly welcoming, inclusive, and well-maintained for everyone.